Hi, Julie Jones from SSP Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training, here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. Go to shopgamedaysportswear.net, gamedaysportswear.net, for all of your athletically related stuff needs. Water bottles, hats, shirts, they've got it. They can make it, they can ship it to you. This week we are talking about whose line is it anyway? How to use whatever's thrown our way to the best of our ability to improve our performance, to improve whatever's going on around us. You remember the show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Wayne Brady and staff. Drew Carey was on there sometimes. Great show, hysterical. One guy says something. The next guy takes it and makes it even funnier or takes it to an even better story. It's all based on taking what someone gives you and making it better. If we could implement this short improvisational comedy or this short improvisational acting into what we do as performers, we could be better too and get better results. Think about it. We are always playing off of somebody else, whether it's off of a comment, off of a pass, off of a pitch. We're putting the ball in play. We have to play off of somebody else. We're always taking what somebody else gives us, an opportunity, a timeout, could be anything. We're taking whatever someone else gives us or whatever happened in the moment before, and we are trying to have our contribution make it better. That is the goal of performance, to take whatever we have and turn it into something that improves the situation. Whether it's scoring a goal, I get a pass and I'm either going to score or I'm going to pass it on to somebody else. I get a comment and I'm either going to take it and turn it into something that helps us and then pass it on to someone else and hope that we are moving positively in a direction. But the problem is, and there's always a problem, you know that, there's always a solution as well. Our brain doesn't play Whose Line Is It Anyway all that well. It just doesn't. We're not innately wired to take something that's thrown our way and turn it immediately into something that works for us. I've got 3 examples of how our brain sort of screws this game up. Example number 1. I teach classes, and I was teaching my class at Akron a couple weeks ago before the semester was over, and we were talking about persuasion. How do we persuade people to change their opinion, to change their actions, to do what we want them to do as coaches, as public speakers, as bosses, as leaders, whatever it is? How do we persuade people? Well, I showed a video, and there's a guy on the video talking about how if we give stats or if we say this is what happens, for instance, people who wear a seatbelt are less likely to be ejected from the car. Well, as soon as we tell someone something, the first thing our brain does is try to poke holes in it. Well, that's not completely true. I remember so-and-so was killed and was ejected from the car even though they had their seatbelt on or whatever the situation is. But that's what our brain does. Someone gives us information to try to help us see something in a certain way, and we automatically look at it and say, I don't know about that. I bet you I can prove you wrong. I bet you I can find an instant, even if it's just one instance, that makes that not true. So, someone tries to help us, we try to poke holes in it. Not always helpful. Example number 2. We are having a conversation with a group of people at a local rec center a couple weeks ago. We're talking about how our mindset affects how we relate to our customers. It's busy summertime. They've got 2 pools. They've got all kinds of people home for the summer wanting to work out in this rec center. How does our mindset affect that? So we tried this improvisational little game where I had some, 5 or 6 people stand up. I started off with an innocuous statement saying, yesterday I went to the grocery store. We weren't 3 people in until someone took that thing south. We go to the dark side so quickly. This is a game of making things better. We were trying to make the conversation better. We're trying to play off of each other and keep it positive. But innately, because it takes work to be thinking that way, someone took the conversation south, put a negative situation in there, whatever it was, that is how our brain works. We have a hard time sticking to a positive story. We're trying to poke holes and we're looking for the problems. Not always helpful. Example number 3, I'm working with a high-level travel ball team this past weekend. I talked with high schoolers, I talked with youth age kids, young kids, and I talked with parents. And I asked all of them the same question. I said, if a coach constructively instructs you or yells at you, either way, however you take it, does that affect your ability to throw or catch? Simple question. Every single group initially gave me the yes, it does affect the way I throw and catch. So I had a little follow-up question. I said, so if someone says something to you, it affects the way you physically throw and catch? With a little bit of question, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Does it change your balance? Does it change your eyesight? Does it change your quickness of your hand? Does it change your strength when someone says something to you? I don't care how it's said. Does it change the way you physically can perform? That's the question. Let's think about that. Does it? No, we all know that it does not. However, we allow what other people give us to affect what we're going to do next because of the way that we think about it. We poke holes in it, we turn it negative, or we're like, oh my gosh. I heard something months ago. It said, don't should on yourself. Don't should on yourself. Meaning, instead of thinking, oh, he shouldn't have, or I should have, or he should have, or we should have, or that should have been here, or whatever, the more we think about what they said, the more we don't have time to think about what it is that we need to do. No shoulda, woulda, couldas. They said it. I still have to act. Am I going to let what they say affect my ability to get my hand behind my head, follow through, get up over my leg, and snap my wrist down to throw the ball and follow through? That's my choice, right? So someone gives me a line. I affect my next line by worrying about what that line was or thinking he should have said something different. So how do we play the improv game better? We need to apply the it is what it is, not what is supposed to be rule. If the actor took even a moment to think about what Wayne Brady said before he replies to it and says, okay, that's stupid, or I can't believe you said that, or oh my gosh, you should have said this, I would have never said that, that sends the game south. The ratings plunge, no one wants to play the game anymore, it's a horrible game. The same is true for us. If we take the line that someone gives us, whatever that line is, whether it's a pass, whether it's a pitch, whether it's a thought, a statement, maybe someone yelling or not yelling, either way, we take that sometimes. Sometimes I'm talking and my kids just say, you're yelling. I'm like, no, this is not yelling. You haven't heard yelling. But however it's perceived, if we take that line and we stop and think about that instead of responding with our next line that makes this better, our contribution moves this forward, then if we do that, the game is going to suck. We are not helping ourselves, our team, our performance, because we have not taken what they've given us and turned it into something better. So, as we think about how we can play this game better, it's going back to it is what it is, not what we think it should be, because what we think it should be does not matter in the moment. Maybe we deal with it later if there's something we need to address, but in order to perform our best, we need to be thinking about what we can do with what we have, where we are. And the final thought on this goes back to what we can control. We can't control what's given to us. We can control what we do with it next. And the more we think about the things that we can't control, those are the things that start to control us. So this week, as you are given all kinds of opportunities to respond, no matter whether it's physical or verbal or mental, in any way, how are you going to take whose line it is and turn it into something better for you and everyone around you? That is the question. Until next week, manage the moments and the lines you're given. And get on my schedule now if you'd like to work in 2023-24. My schedule is filling up quickly. I would always love to find new people to share this information with and watch them grow and learn from them as well. Reach out, JulieJ at ssbperformance.com. I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great week.